Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to do this, which is the long-awaited Moroccan meatballs. Yum. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Do you know, I've wanted to do this for ages. No reason. Anywho, it's Lisa and
Ruffus
is behind the camera. Now you might notice a couple of differences. Today we're filming on a camera phone because the camera has stopped talking to my laptop for some reason. And you're doing it without a tripod, aren't you, today? So you're going to get achy arms because, again, it doesn't work with the tripod. But anyway, today I'm going to do you the Moroccan meatballs recipe. Now, I know I've been talking about this for a long time, and we have made it 2 or 3 times and filmed it 2 or 3 times, but it doesn't seem to, the camera and the laptop aren't talking. I don't know why. I think they're getting divorced or something. So I'll show you what we're going to do. So for this, we'll do the sauce first. So for the sauce, we've got a tin of chopped tomatoes, a tin of chickpeas, a tin of garden peas, passata. It's just a cheapo passata because it's only to add some tomato sort of flavouring to it. There's an onion that's been roughly chopped. Some mushrooms. I think there's about 8 mushrooms in there, but about half a punnet of mushrooms. A small head of broccoli that I've just chopped into fairly small pieces. There is 1 orange pepper. You can use any pepper, again chopped fairly small. And then to go with it, because we like this stuff, this is cauliflower rice. This is the one from Asda. You can blitz your own cauliflower. And we've also got, we picked up from a place we go today called the Storehouse in Bradford, we picked up some spiralised courgette and butternut squash. And that's all going to go in together in the sauce. And then for the meatballs themselves, we've got, this is the lean pork mince, the 5% pork mince, and it's £2.50 in Asda, or you can get the same in Aldi for £1.99. We were just in Asda. And I've also got a very finely, well, I say very, it's probably, as far as Ruffus is concerned, it's chunky because, you know, he's the chef in the family.
It's fine.
But we've got a finely chopped, sort of cubed and diced onion, an egg, a little bit of ground black pepper, and this is the Moroccan seasoning. This is the Schwartz Moroccan seasoning. We're only using this because we're lazy today, because I really can't be bothered making up the seasoning. But when we ran out of this, we googled it, and if you Google Moroccan seasoning, it comes up with all the spices you can put in yourself. So that is everything you need, apart from a little bit of fry light, and that's what you need for today's recipe. Okay, so we're going to get started. So using a little bit of the garlic fry light, I'll put this onto a medium heat, just to get the pan nice and started. Oh, it doesn't want to come out. I'll tell you what, we'll use another garlic one. Always have plenty of garlic ones in the cupboard. So there you go, that's better. 2, 3, 4 good squirts, give it 5. 4 good squirts, 5 good squirts of the garlic fry light. Just give it, I love the smell of that.
You love a good squirt, don't you?
I love the smell of that. It's really, really yummy. If you haven't got the garlic fry light, you can use garlic paste, you can use garlic granules, you can use garlic. Just gives it a little bit of extra flavour. So we're going to do the sauce first. So fry off your onion. I'll give that to Ruffus behind the camera to stick in the sink. Hello. You can't see, but we've got a little puppy. Well, it's not a puppy, but we've got one of the dogs down
A nosy
here.
puppy down there.
Yeah, and she was all over me when I was...
Because she can smell the garlic.
Well, when I was cooking the onion, she was like, "Oh, what can I have? What can I have? What can I have?" So I gave her a little piece of the onion, and she turned her nose up at it, funnily enough. And she sort of, "You didn't like the onion, did you? Oi, go in, out to the kitchen. And you, out to the kitchen." It's like having kids. Right, so, just frying the onion off. I'm not going to worry about it too much, because it will cook down in time. But just so it starts to go a little bit translucent. Now this recipe, there was a recipe for meatballs in the Cineworld book, wasn't there? But it was
something else.
It was something very different.
Not similar.
Or it was meatballs, is that the only similarity?
Yeah.
But I fell in love with this seasoning stuff, and it's absolutely delicious.
So you made your own recipe?
So yeah, I just adapted it and created it, changed it around a little bit. So there's no seams in this at all. You can have it on an SP day or an EE day. If you want to put it with pasta, you can do for an EE day. If you want to put it with, as we're doing with cauliflower rice and the courgette, spiralised courgette and butternut squash stuff, then you can have it as an SP day. Although we had potatoes earlier, didn't we? A jacket potato for lunch, so technically we're not on an SP day today. So you just want to, I don't know if you can see that, so it's just starting to go a little bit translucent on the edges. It smells yummy. So I'm just going to add in the mushrooms. Again, give that to Ruffus. And the peppers.
Is this something that we're going to do in 2 pans again?
Probably.
As that generally
I was not planning on using 2 pans, but seeing as we are actually out for dinner tomorrow, I was thinking if we do quite a bit of it, then
we'll always have a bit left
we
over.
can have some left over for tomorrow for lunch, and then we're out for dinner anyway, so that'd be quite nice. But you know what I'm like, I tend to cook larger portions because then on Slimming World, if you're hungry, you can always go back for a little bit more, and it's all sin free, so you can have that extra sized portion if you want to, if you're hungry. Whereas on a lot of diet plans and a lot of healthy eating plans, you can't, can you?
No.
Not the Slimming World's a diet, you can't call it a diet, it's a healthy food optimising plan.
It is.
I sound like a consultant already. We're thinking about that at some point, when we're a bit closer to target, aren't we? So again, just frying it off, just to get it starting to cook through. I don't want to fry it. So I'm adding in, we are going to need 2 pans.
That's why I was guessing that you might need another pan.
Yeah, I'll get the other pan on actually as well. See, again, these pans are amazing. We love these pans. So I put the broccoli in. So basically all I'm doing is putting all the veg on. Is that right? Yeah. Putting all the veg on just to start cooking through. So add in the chickpeas and add in the garden peas. Now, I wouldn't always add garden peas in, but Ruffus is slightly addicted to peas at the moment, aren't you?
What are you saying?
I'm saying you're addicted to peas. And that goes in the recycle. And then I've drained a lot of the water out of the peas, just because I don't want this overflowing with liquid.
Not wrong with peas.
What?
Not wrong with peas.
Nothing wrong with peas. So I'm just going to... I don't want to add the tomato now or add it into the 2 pans. I think I'll add...
Probably just separate it in
I'll
between
separate
two.
it first, yeah. So just to give that
half
one
and half, and
a little bit of fry light, just to give it a little bit of the garlic flavouring. Again, if there's only 2 of you and you're not going to cook it the next day, you can make these portion sizes smaller. You know what I'm like with big portions. But again, Slimming World is quite often about batch cooking. That's on Pinch of Nom and the Slimming World websites and all of that. Batch cooking is an easy way of doing the Slimming World plan. Ruffus, I was thinking about doing a video at some point talking about almost like the A to Z of Slimming World, because we talk about all these things like SIMs and we talk about, you know, EE and SP and that all the time, but we don't really ever explain very much about what they all mean.
no.
So while I'm just adding the tomatoes in, do you want to explain what the difference between an EE day and an SP day is? Because I did go through that, I said that earlier, didn't I?
On an extra easy day, you can have a mix of all your free foods and still be able to have certain other foods that you wouldn't normally be able to. Just on an SP day, you would need to stick to certain free foods and speed foods, so and fruits. But on an extra easy day, there's so much more choice that you can have.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more stricter when you're on an SP day, because we can't have on SP day, we can't have baked potatoes, which what we did have today.
Yeah.
So we can't have pasta, rices or anything like that.
So it's all the carbohydrates.
All of those, you cut out all of those. But on, like I say, the SP days, if we're going to have our pudding, we'll use quark, and we'll put some plenty of sweetener in it, and we'll put vanilla or whatever flavouring you want to put in it, or whatever essence and that you like, you can put in it. and then we put that on some fresh fruit. So if it's an SP day, there's certain fruits you have to stick to on the SP day.
All of this is in your book, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all in your book. The only difference between them is, to be honest, is just that
pass me the kettle, please.
you possibly have a slower weight loss. Did you want me to boil it?
No.
Slower weight loss you'll have on the extra easy, and obviously if you want to try and speed up your weight losses slightly, you might have better losses sticking to the SP.
Yeah.
But like I say, there's a lot of restrictions and things that you have to avoid on those days. It does take, like I say, it took me a few goes to get used to the SP.
So all I've done is add the cauliflower rice to it, and then I've added a little bit more water because we've split the pans. There wasn't quite enough liquid in for what we're going to do with the meatballs, but there you go.
But don't mess your hair up, dear, though, because like you just had it done today.
I know, right? Do you like it? Do you like the hair? Well, you should come this side and show them your hair as well. So come this side. Yeah,
What?
come this side.
They probably see it on Facebook anyway.
Well, they might see it on Facebook, but some of them might not be on Facebook. I know, right? Try and do it without knocking it over.
I know, right? Without knocking anything over.
Yeah.
See, look. And I have had my hair done as well. So
Yes,
that's fine.
yes. So Rufus has had his hair
I've
done
had
as well.
my hair done
Whether you
too.
can see that or not on camera or not.
You can probably see it on Facebook. So.
I'll tell you what, we'll put the picture in here as well. Picture of Rufus's hair I've put in there. So now I'm going to do the meatballs. So this is your pork mince. We looked at turkey mince as well, didn't we, today? Now you can use, so do you want to angle the camera down? You can use turkey mince, but the price of the low-fat turkey mince was quite high, wasn't it? In comparison to this. So all I'm doing is adding in. This is why I chop these onions so finely, because we're just adding it into the pork. Adding in a good sprinkle of black pepper because we like a bit of black pepper.
Amazing though, isn't it? So you put the containers on the sideboard after you've emptied them, and they just vanish.
They vanish, magic.
Straight into the sink.
You probably want a good couple of tablespoons of the Moroccan spice.
Give just a good shake.
A good shake. Well, if you can see how much I've put in, I've put quite a bit in. Probably, maybe a good 2 or 3 tablespoons because it's quite. Although it's a lot, for the number of meatballs you get from it, it's actually not all that much. And then you just need an egg, and that's just to help bind it. But this is just the meatballs. The meat, the onion, and then the Moroccan seasoning to give it absolute flavour.
Elvie,
what are the dogs doing?
Drinking all the water.
Elvie, no more. So just mix it around a little bit with your spoon or your spatula. Just get your hands in and give it a good mix through. So whilst I've been doing that, I've turned these down low, and then all you're going to want to do is to make up however many meatballs you can get out of a decent size. Now we've had 12 fairly big ones, haven't we? And we've had sort of 15 or 16 more medium-sized ones. So it just depends on what you want. Because we're doing it over 2 pans, size isn't an issue. Because we're going over 2 pans, whereas normally that would be a bit of a concern. So I've got both pans on. You'll know if you follow our recipes that normally if I'm doing it split over 2 pans, I'm just going to put those in there because I'll leave those in a second. Normally if I'm doing it over 2 pans, the second pan is always left and we cook it later, but because we're going to be eating this tomorrow, I want to cook it through today. So again, you want however many as you can get. We can do 17, 18 really small ones, or you can do a dozen big ones, or you could do half a dozen whopping great big ones. The only thing you need to remember is that the size of the meatballs will determine how long it takes to cook them through, and if they're too big there won't be enough liquid in a pan for them to cook through, so you'll have to turn them, and I'm going to be turning them anyway in a minute. And that's why we add the egg, because the first time I did it we didn't have the egg, did we? And the first time which was based on a Slimming World recipe, the first day, every time I tried to turn them, they just absolutely sort of crumbled. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so 9 smaller ones, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 sort of medium-sized ones. So as you can see, they're not tiny. They're not massive sizes, but they're not tiny by any way, shape or form. So that's all we're going to do, and we're going to leave that on a slow heat for about 15 minutes. Ruffus did point out that I didn't add the stock cubes that I'd talked about previously, so I'm just adding them in now. So I've added 2 stock cubes into that one, and I've already put one into this one, so I'm just adding another OXO in, just to give it a little bit of seasoning rather. And then just because I wasn't planning on doing both pans, I'm just adding in some more hot water to each one, just so so that the meatballs are about halfway coated in liquid.
It will simmer down anyway.
It will simmer down. And I'm going to add in the courgette and butternut squash in about 10 minutes time, so I haven't forgotten about that
So that will cook quite quick anyway, because it's just been spiralised.
So there you go. Just because I'd forgotten that. It's been about 10 or 15 minutes, and as you can see, these have actually changed colour, so the pork is now cooking away quite nicely. So I'm just turning them so that the what was the top half, it's now the bottom half, is in the moisture. They are probably cooked through already, to be honest, but you just want to turn them just so that they're evenly coated, just to make sure, yeah, exactly. And as you can see, they're actually holding together really well. Because I can turn them with the...
It's probably, like I say, for anyone, not a good idea to actually stir it with them in it. It's just to move them, just to make sure it's not... Make sure nothing's sticking anyway to the pan.
Yeah.
That's why we added the extra liquid to it, so that it wouldn't catch on the bottom.
And just to make sure that they can soak in a little bit. But as you can see, they're holding their shape really well, and you can even do that with some tongs. So I just pass them over to Ruffus. And then I'm just going to add, because this is about now 10 minutes away from cooking, so you want to cook for about 10 to 15 minutes once you put them in the pan, then come back and turn them, and then about another 10 minutes, maybe 15, depending on how low your low heat is. But I'm just going to add in the spiralised courgette and butternut squash, and I'm just literally going to place it just on top, to cook this through, really, just to warm it through. So there's quite a bit of liquid in there already, so I'm not going to add any more liquid. If you've not put enough water in, you can just add in some more water. Let's put the courgette into that one as well. You can add in some more water if you want to. And then I'm just going to use just take you that one off, thank you. I'm just going to use the spatula.
I make a very good assistant.
You do. Well, if I'm Fanny, you're my Johnny.
You are. You are.
See, the older ones out there will know that reference. If I'm Fanny, you're my Johnny.
I ain't that old.
If I'm Fanny Craddock, you're my Johnny. That was who it was back in the day. I'm not that old either, you chicken.
So I say, it took you a while to catch on, didn't it?
No.
I'm not that old.
I've seen it on YouTube. So there you go. Come back again and see us in about 10 minutes time when it's time to dish it up. And it's now absolutely cooked down and it's ready to serve. So it smells really, really yummy. So as you can see, a lot of the moisture has now cooked down, so you've not got a lot of liquid, but that is now really rich and tomatoey. So I'm just going to serve that. You can always do it on a bed of the courgette if you wanted to separate it out, but I'm just dishing it up like that. So yeah, smells yummy, doesn't it, Ruffus?
Smells nice.
And you've had this before. We've done this before.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the Moroccan meatballs, that recipe that I did invent all by myself?
It's really nice.
Is that it? It's really nice.
It was really nice. Well, put it this way, it doesn't stay on my plate for very long.
No. Do you think people at home should try it?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think more people should make
changes? It's not too spicy, and obviously you can add a little bit less spice if you're not someone that likes too much spice.
Yeah.
But even then, it looks quite a lot of spice you put in it, but it doesn't actually taste like that.
It's not.
Doesn't taste overspiced. Yeah.
So there you go. So do you think people should take a tip from me and actually reinvent Cinnamon World recipes to suit themselves?
You should, yeah. You can, like I say, you can turn any of your favourite meals, unless it's like pizza or something like that, you can turn pretty much most meals into Cinnamon World recipe meal. You can. So,
yeah. So all dished up and ready to go. So as we always say, please do like our video, give us a thumbs up. Please do subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section down below. And as ever, happy slimming.